A candlelight vigil is an emotional gathering of friends and family celebrating the life and mourning the death of a loved one. Unfortunately, my brother's candlelight vigil was interrupted.
They came at me. They asked for my ID. Can they see that my ID? And at the same time, they was gripping me up, my arm, and two of them had both of my arm. Side of my arms, and one had the back my neck, my back of my shirt, choking me. They just walked me to the car, but they was still choking me and trying to hurt my arm. Said, what did I do wrong? I'm a specialist and stuff. He got disabilities going on.
What can citizens do to protect themselves from police brutality?
Educate themselves on the law and also be cooperative during stops and encounters with police. If there does present a problem during an encounter with police, you can always make a complaint in the aftermath.
Are police officers trained to use excessive force?
No, ma'am, we aren't.
They was trying to break my arm, put my arm behind my back though, and it's like I was cracking off a little bit, and more I was cracking off, they was trying to hurt me more.
Why do officers let their co-workers go to extreme measures?
I'm not sure if that's a problem here in the district. I understand that you're referencing certain other incidents that happen abroad in the United States. However, I don't think that's a problem here on the Metropolitan Police Department. And I would imagine that our officers are trained to conduct themselves in a professional manner, and if they do witness something happening, that they are to not only to intercede and stop it, but also to report it later.
Which didn't make no sense though. I mean, 3 police is on me, 1 choking me, and 2 just had my arm behind my back, like trying to break me. If I could have ran, they both would have ran after me, jumped on my back, and took me to the ground, smushed my face into the dirt.
With being a victim of police brutality, I was wondering, is the police department doing anything to prevent it?
Yes, we look into any allegation against any officer. Once it's reported to us, we go to the scene, we interview people, we look for camera placements. We talk, if it's a private apartment, we talk to the management, hey, can we look at your footage? We do everything we can to either confirm that something happened and address it, or confirm that something didn't happen and we exonerate the officer. But we don't go in with this specific idea that the police didn't do anything. We're open-ended.
I went up to the police station and got the complaint form, took it to my mom, my aunt, and then a pastor, one of the old pastors, he took care of the rest of it, and I ain't hear back from him though.
People like to argue that police brutality is not only among black people, but among other races. How would you argue this?
The perspective of encounters with the police, either they be positive or negative, are in the viewpoint of whatever the ethnicity or the nationality of the people who are dealing with the police. You see it from your perspective, from where you live in your community, and other people who live in another community, be it the Latino community or another community up north, sees it a different way.
In 2013, 1,526 unarmed citizens died as a victim of police brutality. How does this make you feel?
At face value, I think it seems excessive that someone would fire upon someone who is quote-unquote unarmed, meaning they may not have a weapon. But if you're a police officer and you just get out of your car to respond to a call and you have your weapon on you and somebody jumps on you and they're fighting you for your gun, because remember, every time we respond to a scene, there's always one gun there and it's ours, and that's necessarily that we presented. And there have been cases where officers are jumped and there are attempts to take an officer's weapon.
But they ain't had no reason to put their hands on me.
How does police protocol differ from 1960 to 2014?
I think the new light on diversity, the new light that police work isn't just based on arrest, that we're not going to solve crimes, that we're not going to climb out of a high crime rate by just arresting our way out of it, that we do have to interact with the community, that we do have to have an open-ended relationship with the community, and you have to trust us. And your approval of us being in there makes our jobs much easier. That whereas before, I don't think those considerations were taken into thought.
Okay. Do you believe that officers should wear body cameras? And if so, will they be able to turn on and off?
Right now, the Metropolitan Police Department actually has launched a body cam program right over in the 6th District. And we do have officers who have been trained through the training, and they have been assigned body cameras.
Even after our interview with Lieutenant Jessup, I feel like nothing will change. During the interview, he never got to the root of our questions, and I felt as though he had been reading from a script. He often avoided answering our questions and replied with irrelevant remarks. The interview would have been more beneficial if Jessup had been honest with us. And no, I am not suggesting that Jessup lied to us, but his answers were not his own. I believe we can stop police brutality by electing politicians who will protect our rights. We need to protest to get people out of office who show no concern for Black lives. There is a great amount of people of color in the United States, yet we barely have any representation. We can and should be the change.
The whole thing was about I look like somebody. True that I look like somebody. We all look like somebody.
Welcome to DC.